got into skating, like, my sister got a board for her 7th birthday. I mean, I was 1 year old. I just went, grabbed my sister's board, and just, like, never stopped since. All I remember is just straight skateboarding. Florida has, like, a pretty good skate scene. I'd always do local contests, but the main contest when I was about 12 or something like that, maybe 11, my mom started taking me to skate park at Tampa. That's when all the industry heads go to a contest and look for kids, so that kind of was the start of it. Yeah. I was living in Florida. I was like getting to the point where I was like, oh, I need to move to California and try to make a move with this because stuff's starting to happen. Can't believe where I'm at. I can't believe like the people that I can call my friends. It's awesome. It's everything that I could have imagined and more. I was just, you know, just a normal dude in Florida, just skating with my friends, and I mean, kept doing what I wanted to do, and it all worked out. Our plan for Real Street at first just was to start off with the road trip. With California, there's a bunch of spots that everyone's been skating, but then with the road trip, we can go to brand new spots. It kind of broadens the horizons of tricks I can do. So got one of like my main tricks in Oklahoma, which I'm super stoked on. So everything was going great. Went to Albuquerque for like the last stop. I pulled up to a 20 rail that has a drop on the side. And all I remember was getting in, going, uh-oh, and then just, I was like a white flash, like boom.
I just remember like, it was like a starfish just doing the cartwheel like down the rail, and I just kind of let go of my camera and I was just like, and that's when we all ran up.
Nothing bad happened, just had to stay off the board for a week, ice it up and work it out, and you get thrown down, you gotta stand back up, keep it going. Every time I film a part or do something, I definitely want to do something new. So definitely with this one, I feel like I've completed my task and feel like I'm happy with it. I'm super stoked with what we came with.
Foy's part was heavy.
I mean, you know I love Jamie. Breaking off big handrails like that. But the cool thing about Jamie is that's not where it ends, that's where it begins. I mean, he breaks off the big handrails, but he also is getting tech on ledges now. I mean, Jamie's kind of the all-around package for me.
I think that that's a really good point about Jamie Foy and this part. He does do mostly everything except for a skate transition in this part.
He's always gonna be like kind of competing against himself, and that's how I felt watching this part. I was like, is this kinked rail like not as gnarly as the last one? You know what I mean? He's like on such a high level of skating that he like exists in his own realm in a way. And you can pull any trick out of his part and Chris Joslin, grab like their 8th trick in the video, and that could be half of pro skating's ender, easily.
So we just watched all those videos, tallied up the scores. It was a very difficult decision this year. These guys broke it off so hard for the 10th year anniversary of the Real Street competition. The bronze goes to Jamie Foy, one of the best skaters in the world. Diverse, handrails, ledges, had some tech in there, gaps. He killed it. For the
All right, Mike, right here.
Chris's approach to skateboarding is like a hungry kid, you know? He acts like today's his last day to skateboard every day. In my line of work, this is a blessing, you know? You're really thankful to have people who bring it from themselves. It's Chris. I just have to capture Chris.
This is my 4th year in Real Street. I keep coming back because I like to film in general. I think it's one of like the more street skating type of contests. I wouldn't say I do anything out of my normal routine for these. It's just like going out and filming and hoping for the best.
The cool thing about skating with Chris is you get to pretty much any spot and he can figure something out to do there. You know, he's a really versatile skater. Typically people know of his jumping skills because that's what stands out. But, you know, ledge tricks, rail tricks, hubbers, it's just like, how do I get there as fast as possible and just do it and let's go. What's the next trick?
I'm not like too influenced by others. I go out and try to make myself happy, if that makes sense. Like do something I'm gonna be proud of, you know what I mean? Like knowing that I pushed myself.
Kicking it off with Joslin, that's a pretty firework part.
You know, there's like that intense energy that he brings to the table that I love. Started off with the front blunt backside flip out. You're just like, okay, like, where are we gonna go from there after that?
They obviously like made it a point to make it like super like high energy, like lots of like tight fisheye and quick cuts. He has like maybe 10 extra tricks than everybody else.
For real. It was switch back heels and switch flips and big spin front nose, nollie heel flip out. The tray flip crook is almost in a back nose grind position. Yeah, that was a surprise.
For the silver, this was really hard to choose between these first two. Chris Joslin. Chris's part was just from technical to ledge to handrails. I mean, the filming was great. The editing, the skateboarding, just killed it.
Where are we off to today, Chris? We're gonna head to Barstow today. It's gonna be kind of a mission, because it's like out in the middle of nowhere, but Chase has a kink drill he wants to skate, so I always trust his spots. They're always like pretty crazy. He wants to get something that's kind of like never been done. He wants to do 50-50 on the first down part, and then he wants to go to crook on the last part. So 50-50 to crook should be really good for his real street part. I think it's something that he needs. But there's always the chance like you drive that far and it might not go down at all, you know? You never know what's gonna happen. But it's all part of it. It's all worth it, you know?
I was 5 years old when I started skating. My dad, in like the 70s, he skated a lot, and then he found a skateboard at work one day, and that's when he brought it home, and that's when I got introduced to it. So I definitely knew I wanted to skate my whole life from the second I started skating.
He's done everything right in skateboarding, in the sense that he's not doing it for a job, he's not doing it, you know, for a gold medal, he's doing it because he actually loves it. There was a few years where I feel like Chase wasn't getting like the full love that he deserved, and it might have been because he looked like a younger kid, or I wasn't quite sure, but he didn't let it stop him. He was gonna go grind a 30 stair rail, whether he gets paid to or not.
I was at that point where I was gonna get a job, and then all of a sudden it was just like overnight things were like board sponsor, shoe sponsor, and then went pro, and that's like every skater's dream, you know? Like at that moment I was like, everything was worth it. That was like the best feeling ever.
So Chase is the guy that like I could drive by a 50-star handrail and I could take a photo of it and send it to him, and he's immediately just like, dude, let's go hit that.
I love skating rails. I like board slid my first rail when I was like 6 probably. They just kind of got bigger over time. I think about like the worst stuff, to be honest. Like before I skate rails, I start thinking about like breaking bones, and I like get so nervous. It kind of makes me that much more focused when I'm like thinking about that type of stuff. It like puts me in this like mode where I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. The reason why it feels so good is because of how nervous you were beforehand. Like you were so scared to try that. Chris Ray, he's like my favorite person to film with. Chris has done really well in real street for the past years, and like I'm just taking his advice pretty much. I'm doing the skating and I'm letting him do what he wants with the footage, and I trust him. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, right here, right there.
As far as a contest for a video part, I've never been in one. This is my first one. That's why I'm like so excited, because it's something new for me and it's just a cool opportunity.
Let's do it. Hands down, Chase, that just topped it for me. Right then and there, that topped it for me. It's all next level skateboarding. Hammer after hammer after hammer.
My favorite take home was the board slide firecracker down that one like ledge to bricks.
That feeble grind around that double king curve thing, he's just like, "Grah!"
Truth to be told, the part is very creative with one sort of note of skateboarding.
I mean, outside like 3 things, it's like almost all rails.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that ollie out to frontside wall ride, grab off, the front board to fakie, then switch frontside big spin. Although it wasn't the biggest set, it was still kind of a combo of not just a one big rail trick. And the gold medal goes to, you want to go tell him?
Let's go tell him.
Let's go tell him. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh my God, so close, so close. He's about to do this, man. We should go over there and surprise him, I think. I think it's about time. What up? Let's break up this rail or what?
Let's get
Yeah, Chase, you breaking it up?
Yeah, I'm trying.
What up, Chris? How's it going, man?
Dude, big fan. Wow.
I came to skate this with you, man. We'll break it off today, man. You think I got it? No. I want to give you guys some motivation right here. I'd like to present to you guys the X Games Real Street winners this year was
Oh my God.
Congratulations, man. Sick filming, sick editing, sick skateboarding. Let me show you how this is done right here, man. Yeah. And congratulations, guys, man. That's what's up. This year's winners, Real Street, Chase Webb and Chris Ray Films. Yeah.
Damn, I'm tripping right now.
I wanted to give you a little extra hype, make this happen. I want to witness the magic in person here. Here we go, man. Yeah. I said that's the one right there. Oh my. Surf it out. Yeah, it's the future right here, future. Yeah, so sick, man. So hyped to witness that.